All right, upper body strength today. I just finished this, so excuse my red sweatiness. It's called Summer Skull Crush. There's 3 workouts in it. The first workout is 5 by 10 shoulder to overhead, so you get to choose what kind of shoulder to overhead you want to do. The point is to get the weight from your shoulders to overhead, ears between your arms, while maintaining really good core connection, the bottom of your ribs tied to the top of your hips, so there's no rib flaring or forcing it up that way. Your core is tight like a column, and you're just pushing the weight up. So the 3 different options are a strict shoulder press, so dumbbells or the barbell from your shoulders to overhead without any movement in the lower body. You can do it horizontally. The other one would be a push press. So a push press has a small quarter dip and then a drive up to help get the weight up overhead. So quarter dip and drive up. Take a note on my heels and how my heels come off the floor with this. Quarter dip, drive up. Really, when you string them together, it should look like that. The push press really helps you to get more weight up overhead than you can do in the strict press, because you're using your lower body for the momentum to help you get it overhead. The other one is a jerk, which is, if the strict press is the least advanced, push press second, the jerk is the most advanced. So I don't expect really anyone to be doing this, but an option, just so you know what it is. It's the same start as a push press, short dip, but you drive and are landing under the weight. So this helps you get the most weight up overhead in theory. Short dip, drive and land. From the side, dip, drive and land. This one doesn't go as fast as the push press. Dip, drive and land. For the workouts, B is 3 rounds every 30 seconds. So during some of these, you'll have more rest than others, but there should be a little bit of rest after each. 10 dumbbell upright row, standing tall, shoulders down and back, ribs tied to the top of your hips, and rowing up to under your chin. The second one is the bend over row, so small, bend in the knees, engage through your glutes and your hamstrings as you send your butt back, hinge forward, nipples to the floor, and row back, getting the bar kind of next to your boobs, your chest. Stand up with good form, and then do your bicep curls. Dumbbell bicep curls. For the bicep curls, I mean, it's simpler to use the same weight, and so if your weight for the rows is a little heavier than you can do for the bicep curls, you can do a few less. So just do 8 instead of 10. And then the standing skull crusher, using 1 or both dumbbells. Again, tall, shoulders down and back, ribs tied to hips. Dumbbell is behind your head, and you're just straightening your arms, working your triceps to get the dumbbell up without flaring your ribs. So none of this. You want to stay very strong. Exhale through each one. Really stay contracted to your core. All of these should be core workouts as well, if you're contracting your core the whole time. The last one is the external shoulder rotator. So you can do it with a dumbbell. Stand tall, shoulders down and back, elbows at your sides. You can bring them out. 10 or 10 each side. If you do one side at a time, it's going to eat up a little bit of your rest time if you do it one at a time. The other option would be with a circle band or the regular resistance band. And you have the same stance, you just have to pull one at a time for the resistance band. Elbows stay tight, none of this drift, because you're just working other muscles to do it. And it should be working just like the external backside of your shoulders to pull your shoulders around and back in here. So 3 rounds of that every 30 seconds. C, the very last part is a little bit more of a core focus, and this is going to be every 45 seconds for 3 rounds. You'll do 10 to 20 wall sit and step outs, dead bugs or bicycle clicks, and then kicks, and a plie squat with a floor touch, which is new. So for the wall sit and step out, put the band, circle band, around your ankles, and then you'll come to the wall, sit against the wall, legs should be at 90 degrees to the wall, to get the full effect of this. Press your back into it, engage your core to stay stable, hands on your hips or against the wall, and your knees stay at 90 degrees the whole time. So it's not a reach out, it's a rotate. Rotate and tap, rotate and tap, rotate and tap. Again, engaging your core the whole time to stay stable. 10 to 20 times depending on your fitness and how many you can do. If you need to kind of like reduce with each round, that's okay too. Dead bugs or bicycle kicks. I'll move this again to down here. Hi, Andy. So for the dead bugs, lay down. I always check my diastasis as my legs get into place. Arms up, and then you're lowering opposite arm and leg as you exhale. 1, 2, 3. You're really controlling through the core. There is a small gap in your lower back. It's not completely pressed towards the mat, but it's not arched either. So it's a small, natural gap in your lower back. The other option would be the bicycle kicks. This is definitely more advanced. So you need to have a really good core foundation before you attempt these. Exhale as you kind of crunch up. I always feel my diastasis, like I said. Bring my legs up, hands behind your head as you go opposite knee to elbow, keeping your chest as open as you can as you rotate through, and you can go faster. So those are the bicycle kicks. If both of those are causing you to gap or you feel uncomfortable, you can always go back to the tried and true marches where you step out your heels as far as is comfortable to maintain good core position. If you start with your feet on the ground and then just lift them with an exhale, if you're in the very beginning, then that is great too. The last one is a new movement. Sorry, hold on. With the plie squat and floor touch. So dumbbell in your hand, or you can just do body weight to get used to this movement. You will lower feet, toes pointed out, lower yourself into a plie squat, 90-degree ankle, 90-degree knees to your hips, opposite hand on your hip, dumbbell in one hand as you contract through your core to lower yourself down and come back up. You'll do 10 on one side, and then 10 on the other side. Really using your core to move, and then your glutes and your legs and your adductors are just all contracted to keep yourself into that stable plie squat. So it's really a full body exercise. If that doesn't feel comfortable, you don't like it, whatever, you can do it standing, side leaning standing, contracting through your core, as heavy as the weight you can do. If you don't like that either, you can always just do a side plank and hold that for 30 to 45 seconds. I think that is it. For the warm-up, it's a custom warm-up. What I have written here is to stretch our calves and quads, and then our chest and our lats, equal each of them for 30 seconds, and then your neck or your traps, opposite hand behind your back, standing tall, head leans to one side, light touch of your hand, you're not trying to like pull it out. 30 seconds on each side. And then to activate the mid-back and the core. A new way. No, Andy. Reese, no. No, stop. Come on, come. Reese, come. Sorry. No, guys. Reese. A new way to do both, to activate the mid-core. No, is to get in a prone plank position on the wall. Really your hips are bouncing and pushing against the wall. You have you're contracting your whole body to stay stiff, arms down in front of you, and contract through your mid-back to pull them back and up. You're really pulling your shoulder blades together. Staying contracted through your glutes and your core as you do this to stay nice and straight. And then you can also use the ball to do a core activation where you kind of are in the plank in the other direction, glutes contracted, core contracted, arms in front of you. Exhale as you rotate to each side to engage and warm up the core. You can also hold a dumbbell to make it a little bit more challenging. Do about 10 of those, 5 on each side.